Good morning, my people. How's all going? So yeah, it's been a while since I've been doing videos, and you're probably going to receive my videos in one whole succession, just due to the fact that I've been really busy with obviously with my full-time job and then with Uber as well. So it's been quite a journey. This is my second week now into doing Uber. So it's Monday today. It's Tuesday today. I did another evening shift yesterday, which was Monday evening, and it was slow. When I'm talking about slow, it was slow. So I left the house about 8:30. Went to get some petrol, and then just waited for a ping basically, and it was surging in the Reading town centre when I was getting petrol. So I said, okay, great. So it looks like I've started at the right time. And while I was waiting, I was waiting and waiting after I filled up my tank. Nothing was happening. So I was like, oh crap, it's going to be one of them kind of days. And as soon as the surge disappeared, long behold, I get a ping. So my question is to Uber is, why do you have to show customers the surge? Or how do they know about this? I mean, I've used the driver app and I don't get to see it. I don't see the surge. I don't see the orange spots on the map and whatever have you. I see it when I click on, for example, Uber X on the passenger app. It'll say that fares are normally higher due to demand or something like that. So, but that wouldn't indicate to me that's a surge. So I'm not that clever, maybe. But some people have clocked onto this, and I've noticed that's a trend as well. On a Saturday and Sunday, Friday and Saturday night, it'll be surging. That's normal for it to surge, and you will get pings within the surge. But sometimes you can be idle for 10 minutes within a surge area. Sometimes it's even red, not even orange anymore. It's red. So when it's red, that's 3 times the fare. You sit around for 10 minutes and nothing happens. Long and behold, as soon as the red turns to orange or light orange or goes completely, you'll get a ping. So riders have clocked onto this, obviously, which is not good, because at the same token, the riders are still getting value for money, because the money we're charging, the money that Uber are charging for a surge fare, is almost parallel to what they would pay for a black cab. So, and at least they still get to have the Uber experience, where they'll get into a nice clean car with a friendly driver, and and they know what time the cab is going to get to them. They know who the cab driver is in advance, before they got their number plate and everything like that, all there. So you got that value added service, should I call it? Let's call it value adds. So yeah, riders are just being cheap. Now, on the token of cheap, yesterday it was slow, but come about 10 o'clock it was non-stop for me. But they were crap rides. None of them were surge. Lots of short distances, and the long distance that I did have, I didn't feel. I wasn't my normal chatty self yesterday evening, because the riders I had were somewhat unengaged, should I say. The first rider, the ones that stick out to me last night was there was 2 or 3 that stuck out. One most particularly stuck out was, I picked up this lady from Reading Station. So obviously, when you get a ping, you follow that wherever they drop their pin, or whatever address they put up as their pickup point, you go to that address. So here's me. I was about 10 minutes away from Reading Station. So I got the ping. I headed to Reading Station. Now it wasn't a surge. So again, heading to Reading Station, 10 minutes. It's like, what am I going to get here now? So anyway, I pick up this lady, and I arrived at the destination, and then I get a call from the lady, from the rider, and she tells me where am I? And I said, I'm here. I'm here at the station opposite the pub. And then she goes, oh, I'm new in Reading, I don't know where that is. So okay. And then she said, oh, I'm here where the multi-story car park is. Now that's the back of the station. The pin and the address was placed to the front of the station. So I was positioned in the front of the station. Now, in Reading, you can't park directly in front of the station because the taxi ranks are there. And boy, do I get some looks at taxi rank. They literally, the way they look at me, they're eating me alive. These taxi drivers, these black cab drivers, and even these private hire drivers, they just look at you in such a way, in such a manner, you know, they don't say anything, no gesture or anything like that, no hand gestures or anything, but they will look at you in a certain way. Anyway, I'm digressing. So I said to the rider, okay, no worries. She said she's in a multi-story car park. I said that's the back of the station. I said stay put. I will head out there to you. So I drove around. It's not far from the front of the station to the back of the station. It's not far. It's literally a minute. But so I drove to the back of the station. She had luggage with her, so I was like, okay, so she's yeah, she said she's new in Reading and she's obviously going to be staying here for a night or two. So I'm pretty sure I'll be taking her to a friend's house or to a hotel. Anyway, I introduced myself, I asked her name and so forth, and then I asked her where she's going, and then she said to me some place up in Mortimer, Graiseley. So I know already in my head that's going to take about 25 to half an hour. So I thought, okay, good. I got quite a bit of a long journey, which is not bad. So I put her luggage in. I opened the door for her. I put her luggage in. She sat down in the car, and immediately she was engaged with her phone. So obviously, when they start going onto their phone or they're not saying much to you, I tend to not persist or anything. I'll just let them know of a few things. So I'll obviously make sure that they're settled in, and then I'll say to her that if she needs one, I know she's going to travel from afar, so if she needs a phone charger, there's a phone charger available for her. That's it. The water and the sweets are just there anyway for them to help themselves. So anyway, throughout the journey, it was literally silence. She was on her phone. I get that. That's fine by me. I'm talkative at the best of times, and last night I wasn't really feeling it anyway. So anyway, we are obviously she doesn't know where this destination is. I sure as hell don't know where this destination is. So this place is out in the sticks. If anyone who knows Mortimer and Graiseley and the Graiseley area, then you know that's out in the sticks already. It's dark. It's forestry. There's no lights. The roads and enclosures are hidden. So it's difficult to drive along there, especially in the evening time. But anyway, we found this place. I can't remember the name of the actual hotel, but it's like more of a resort, golf resort, spa, business center type thing out there, way out there in the sticks. So we had acres and acres of land where you go through these gates, and you drive up to the actual hotel itself or resort. And obviously it's dark. Made a few comments about saying how beautiful it would be during the daytime and whatever have you, but again, she was not much engaged. But anyway, the park was somewhat the actual resort was somewhat confusing because it had a business center, and then it had mansion house and opposite directions within the actual complex itself. And it's a fair drive, from the mansion house to the business center is at least a few minutes drive from each other. So when I asked her whereabouts is her hotel, whereabouts is her room, she said, she guessed it would be maybe in Mansion House. So I took her to Mansion House. Now, as soon as we arrived into Mansion House, I said to her, look, they're quite far apart from each other. Would you like me to stay, just in case you're at the wrong place? She said, no, she should be fine, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I got out of the car, let her out, took her luggage down, helped her luggage to the front of reception, and then went on did my U-turn. And whilst I was doing my U-turn, obviously she spoke to the receptionist at the mansion house, and then the receptionist, I see him in my mirror, the receptionist comes running out towards me, and then he obviously lets me know that, you know, the customer's at the wrong place, and that she should be on the other side of the land, with the business center or whatever, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, all right, so that already got my back up, because I thought to myself, you know, if your resort is like this, surely you should have facilities for your customers who go to the wrong location, who've taken a cab or gone to the wrong location, for you to transport them to the correct area. But no, he goes and tells me I've already completed the trip, so I'm like already thinking to myself, oh, okay, you know, okay, I'm gonna go this extra mile for this customer, you know, hopefully he'll be appreciated in some way or form. So anyway, so the lady comes out, apologizes, she says sorry for being a pain, which is fine, you know, I understand these things happen, you know, obviously her company organized it, and you know, she knows very little, which again I understand, and I don't blame her for this. Okay, so anyway, so then she gets to the car, and then we spend about a minute or so looking for this for the business center, because the signs in this place was terrible, and I didn't know if I was going in the right direction. But anyway, eventually after a few minutes we found the business center. So again, I said to her, look, I'm going to stay put in case we're still not in the right place. And she said, yeah, she'll just go in, check with the receptionist, and then come back out again. So long and behold, yep, we're in the right place. So I jumped out of the car, took her luggage out, said thank you, the usual courtesy. She says thank you, sorry for being a pain. I said no, not a problem. You know, by which point I did expect a tip, you know, and I didn't get that, nothing. So I was like, okay, I'll take that on the chin. You know, you're gonna get people like that, you know. So you know, she was there for some training. You know, if a company can afford to take her out to a place like that, I'm pretty sure she gets paid decent money. But you know, the fact that she's taking an Uber X, then maybe that's saying something else as well. But anyway, the moral of that story is that, you know, you can go that extra mile, do what you can for the customer, and at the end of the day you don't get any reward for it, which again is part of the job. You know, it's part of the customer service role, which again people need to understand that. But I also I did expect also that she'd leave me some decent feedback. Nope, did not receive that. I think she gave me a 5-star rating, I'm not sure. But there's also a comment section where you can add a little more detail. That I'll show you now of my week's worth of comments. And as you can see, I'm at 4.98 rating, so 2% have rated me a 4-star, and the rest out of all my trips have rated me a 5-star. And the comments are very positive, which is brilliant, and that's always uplifting. Now, moving on to my next one. My first trip yesterday was the one I was telling you about the surge. That as soon as the surge disappeared, I got the ping. Right, not even a second, I got the ping, and I picked up a bunch of girls. When I talk about girls, I talk about teenage girls. Now, I'm not sure what Amazon's policy is with regards to teenage girls having Uber accounts. So anyway, she had an account, obviously her name, so I took them, I picked them up, and the thing about customers is they should know that we can't stop and pick up passengers at a bus stop. That's an immediate fine, you know. So, you know, they were standing at the bus stop, and as soon as I arrived to them, I pointed towards the double yellow line, said to them, just a few seconds up, you can, I'll collect you from there. So they went there, okay, which is cool. They were nice, friendly girls, don't get me wrong. And then they said they were listening to the music. Obviously, I was playing the radio, I was playing Heart FM, and they asked to connect to the Bluetooth. So I said, okay, that's fine, no worries. And there we go. So I connected them up to the Bluetooth, and I took them to their destination. So yeah, they were singing along, and you know, just having a good time. Again, part of the experience, great stuff. But man, that's my first experience of that. So for me, that was a little bit too noisy. I couldn't hear my directions through my sat nav, even though I had my hands free on in my ear. It was very difficult to, but obviously you can just follow the map on the actual app itself, on the Google Maps. So that was my first rider yesterday. There was a bunch of teenage girls, and then near the end of my night, I had another two young ladies again. These two young ladies this time were working, and but obviously still quite young professionals. But I've had a little bit to drink. Picked them up from a house. I don't know if they went to a friend's house for some drinks or whatever have you. But there you can smell the alcohol and fags from their breath. And so yeah, I was again playing the radio, and then one of the ladies was asking me to change the radio station, so I changed it. And at one point it was good, and then she wasn't satisfied with it, and she said, "Oh, what music do you have?" And I said, "Oh, well, I don't have any, but you're quite welcome to connect your Bluetooth to my stereo." And she said she didn't have any music on her phone, and then her friend said, "Yeah, she has it," and then yeah, so that's it. So they connected. Her friend connected to my Bluetooth again, and again pumped up the volume. And while I was heading to the destination, they were dancing away and singing away, which again, fine, part of the service. But it's my first time to get that in a row. First time to get that at all, really, but to get it in a row, Jesus. So anyway, we arrived to the ladies wanted to have a split destination. So when we arrived to the account holder's destination, she said, "Oh, can I take her friend home as well?" So I had to change the destination on her app. So guys, you can do that rather than just putting it into your sat nav, the next destination, and not completing the trip. It's better to just update the passengers app with the address, the new destination. That way there's a records, and you won't get mugged off by Uber or the passengers saying that they didn't take the trip, and you don't want that kind of discrepancy. So anyway, when we arrived at the first destination to drop off the account holder, she said, "Oh, can I stay for a few minutes to finish this song?" So they stayed for a whole song. Just I stayed stationary outside her property while they danced and sang the night away to Lady Gaga. So yeah, so once the song was over, "Thank you very much," blah blah blah, gone. Okay, so then the lady who left with me still wanted to continue pumping her music, so she played a bit of Kanye, and yeah, and then when I dropped her off again, thank you very much. But you know, again, all well and good, but you know, I want a little bit more. You know, maybe my expectations are high, but if you're going to go that extra mile, you deserve that little bit extra also. So more than just a 5-star. You know, a comment would be nice, but then this leads me swiftly onto what I was actually originally going to talk about. The new Uber improvements. Now it looks as though I've joined in a good time, because one, they have launched the tipping facility, and I checked last night on the passenger app, and it's displayed on there, and it's as of today, the 15th of August, the tipping function will be available. So us Uber drivers will get tips. Now through my week working for Uber, when I started last week, I have had tips. Not huge amount of tips. I think I count them off my hand. Maybe 3 people have given me tips. You know, and you know, I haven't asked for it. You know, and I'm a little bit hesitant with it, but you know, they insisted. So yeah, so not bad. I think it roughly was about £10 in total of tips, which is not bad. You know, and the other new feature that Uber have launched is the 6 destination feature, which allows you to input your destination. So if you input your destination to an app, into the Uber driver app, for example, you can then Uber will then pair you to the nearest rider to that destination, or on the way to that destination. You know, nearabouts anyway. And you can do that 6 times, because previously you can only do that 2 times, but now you can do that 6 times. So that's good. So a great feature. Also, waiting times have also been introduced. So before, you can if a rider doesn't turn up, when you arrive at a rider's destination pickup point and they don't turn up within 5 minutes, you can cancel the trip and get paid that cancellation fee. Now that's gone down to 2 minutes, which is great, because that allows you to move on quicker, you know. But there's nothing worse than, especially obviously in this in the area that I'm working in, where it's Reading, where, you know, properties are some distance apart from the town centre. So if I'm coming from town centre and I have to pick up a rider, sometimes it'll be 15 minutes away from me, 15 to 20 minutes away, and then you arrive there, and then obviously the rider is a no-show. That's annoying, because you know, £3, you spent 15 minutes going there, and obviously another 15 minutes going back to town centre, and you only got £3 for that. It really is a waste of time and money, really, because you've just wasted fuel on that. So even though lowering it down to 2 minutes helps in some ways as well. And also there's a waiting time also. So if you decide to wait past those 2 minutes, you get the driver will get paid 20p per minute whilst waiting for the passenger, which again, great, because normally, you know, you would you don't get paid for waiting for the customer. So say for example, the customer texts you whilst you're outside the property and says to you, oh, I'm going to be another 15 minutes. That's dead time for you. You're waiting there for 15 minutes doing nothing, not getting paid for it. So at least you're getting paid something for that time. And also that cancellation fee also applies if a rider requests you and then you make your way to them, and after 2 minutes of them after 2 minutes of them requesting you and they cancel out, you also get the cancellation fee as well. So yeah, good news all in all. Anyway guys, I've been ranting on now for the past 20 something minutes. I'd like to thank you all for watching. I'm at work now, so it's going into the car park. Don't forget to subscribe guys, and to like, leave your comments below, really do appreciate that. And yeah, thank you very much for watching guys. It's Frankly Uber here, signing out. Peace.